Hello, fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today with the finish of my Miss Havisham. So this project has taken me forever. This is my Drills and Chills project that I didn't get finished. The event ended October 31st, but I am finally done, so now I can show it to you. And I'm super excited because I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out. So it is a Diamond Art Club. It's called Miss Havisham by Simona Candini. It is 89 by 70, and it is a square. And one of the reasons I liked it was there was lots of little vignettes. So I finished the owl so that I could show pictures of that. You've got these little rats, mice down here. The skeleton playing piano. You've got all the portraits kind of in the background, the big chandelier up there at the top. Of course, Miss Havisham here in her bridal gown and her cobwebbed wedding cake, the central girl in the middle, and then you have, of course, the raven over there. So I had a couple of things that I was going to do. This kit came with the 1AB, and you can kind of see it in Miss Havisham's dress there. That's where it is the most. It's also sprinkled through the chandelier. And my original intention was to take some of the kind of glow of the candles over here by Miss Havisham and then also up in the chandelier, and to substitute in a glow in the dark. But, and I wanted to do the same thing with a green glow in the dark around the raven. However, what I had for my glow in the darks, the colors that I thought would match the best were jellies. And when I tried to put them on, you could see the symbols on the canvas coming through, and I just didn't think it looked good. So I ended up not really making any enhancements to this other than putting in the ABs. If I had thought about it and realized the jellies were going to show the symbols through, I would have picked out some glow in the darks, but by the time I got to that point, I was just trucking along and wanting to get done with this project so that I could move on to the other things I have coming up. Again, nothing against this canvas. I think it turned out super well. There are a lot of dark colors though, as you can see. I mean, pretty much the whole entire floor is dark because it's this dark wood. You've got dark tables. You've got all the dark colors in the owl, in the mice, the raven. All the background with all the portraits is lots of dark colors. And of course her black hair. And I will say, even though I expected there to be a lot of trash because it was all dark colors, I didn't expect there to be as much as there was. In fact, there was one color that I absolutely had just enough drills of that I thought I was going to run out of. I managed to, it was one of the grays, I managed to literally have just exactly enough drills minus the trash. The black, of course, had lots of trash, and several of the dark browns. Although I will say there were a couple of light colors that were kind of trashy too. This light blue right here had lots of tabs on it. So I've always heard that the dark colors are hard for their quality assurance to pick out the bad drills. So that's why you get so many bad drills in darker colors. But it seems to happen that you get lots of tabs with the light colors. And I don't know why that is, but it was in this case. But I had lots of fun doing it. Like I said, there's lots of little vignettes that I could finish. So it was like doing a series of little paintings. So I finished the mice, and that was one little series. The skeleton playing the piano was one little vignette. The raven with its little green spirit flames, whatever you want to call that, coming off of it. The girl in the middle herself, Miss Havisham there in the back, the wedding cake, the table that it's on. And this is definitely one of those canvases where you don't really see everything until you step back. Over here where the mice are, you can see the floor kind of gets lighter. And it wasn't until I kind of finished with the mice and I stepped back that I realized, oh, that's the flooring. So the owl, of course, I knew what that was going to be. And I do try to keep a picture, you know, the larger sticker that Diamond Art Club gives you. I do try to keep that handy so that I can kind of look at, okay, what is this section I'm working on? Like, I didn't realize this little portrait up here behind the skeleton and the girl. I didn't realize that was like a portrait, framed portrait, until I started working on it. And I realized, okay, that's eyes, that's a face. What is this? And then I had to go to the photo of the artwork to recognize, oh, okay, that's what this is. So I really enjoyed this one. For as much as I felt like I was rushing through it because I wanted to get it finished, I did enjoy what I was doing. So I zoomed you guys in. Let me just move the camera slowly, and I hope this doesn't make anyone sick, but so you can see the owl over here with its wings outstretched. And of course, lots and lots of blue because of the big flowing skirt that she had. And then, of course, above that, you have her arm and the really ornate, you can see kind of all the scroll work on the table, all the design work that you end up putting in. And then, of course, you know, as you get up into that, you can see Mrs. Havisham. You can see there's another portrait behind there with like a church in it. And then there's candles and cups and things with cobwebs on her. She has kind of like these cat's eyes. Those were kind of fun to do. And then all the ABs in her wedding gown. And I worked this way. I worked from right to left. So I kind of finished all of that. Well, I guess that's not true. I think I started in the bottom left and then I kind of zigzagged my way up. So by the time I got to Miss Havisham, I was going that way. But anyway, the chandelier was lots of fun because just that one was one of those, I knew I was working on the chandelier, but until you took a step back to kind of see what the whole thing looked like, it was really just a bunch of confetti. So I did, this kit, I will say, was a nice mix of multi-placing and color blocking. There's, you know, quite a bit of color blocking here in her dress, but lots of multi-placing and, you know, the things like the filigree on the tables, the chandelier. You wouldn't think so, but lots of confetti in the skeleton because, you know, you've got all of those shadows and the bones and then all the highlights because you've got, you know, kind of the lights, the golden lights coming off of the chandelier on his back, and then you've got these green reflections coming off because of the green light around the raven. Lots of confetti in the piano and the music that he's playing there, and then just things that you don't think about, like this cobweb here looks really cool but is a ton of confetti. But then of course you had, you know, like this whole black section behind him is nothing but color blocking. The side of the piano is pretty much color blocking. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, you know, just kind of discovering all the little pieces and parts as I was going through and figuring out how that was all going to work was really interesting. So I had a lot of fun. And I think not only does, you know, Miss Havisham with her cat's eyes, but the you know, kind of scared, haunted face of the girl as she's making her way through this kind of bleak landscape, this bleak room, was very Halloween-y, which is one of the reasons that I wanted to do it for Drills and Chills. So like I said, this one took me forever. I think I started it on October 2nd, and it took me until, November 7th, 6th or 7th, I think, 75 hours that I have in this one. I used we have a handle on this tips. I love those for squares. If you haven't got those and tried them out, I highly recommend them. They are from a Canadian company, so if you're in the US, yes, there is a bit of shipping involved. They 3D print them themselves, so quite frequently they are out of stock, but if you just kind of keep checking back, eventually you can get them. That's what I did. And I really love using them for squares. I think they keep your squares kind of in perfect alignment. Not that my placement is perfect, but I think the tips help a lot in getting that placement to be as good as it can be. So I'm going to take you guys out of the camera stand here and kind of give you a slow scroll over the canvas. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Okay, so here you can see the mice and then her cute little shoe, and you can see the beginnings of the owl. And then we get the big owl here and all of the flooring and everything, more of her dress. And then we get up into, like I said, that kind of filigree work on the table. And then we've got all of the candles and cups and chalices and the cake with all the cobwebs. And then Miss Havisham in her wedding dress because she was left at the altar. And then we have this gorgeous chandelier. And sorry if my hand is shaking, guys. This gorgeous chandelier that was really, really fun to do. All of these kind of paintings in the background with their frames. Of course, we've got the raven here, the skeleton playing piano, more mice and their little mischief, cobwebs. There's a little spider there under the bench. And then, of course, we've got this main figure here of the girl with her frightened face and her black hair and her blue dress. And yeah, I just think the whole thing turned out super well. So let me zoom out here a little bit so you guys can kind of see everything. And yeah, I'm just super happy with how it turned out. Glad to be done, but I think it looks really good. I will, as always, put a link in the description box below to this kit. I believe it is still available on Diamond Art Club's website. So yeah, you can check it out for yourself. That's it for me today, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to do all the things. Give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, thanks for watching.